The rise of David Pazos. Miami in the 1980s was a city of sunshine and shadows. Tourists came for the beaches, the music, and the palm-lined streets. But beneath the surface, the city was changing fast. An underground economy was flooding through South Florida, powered by powerful groups from abroad and fueled by demand across the United States. This hidden world brought money, fear, and chaos, turning Miami into both a paradise and a battlefield. In Little Havana, a Cuban-American neighborhood filled with families who had fled Castro's rule, a boy named David Pazos grew up watching the city transform. Born in 1972 in Miami to Cuban parents who worked long hours to make ends meet, David knew the meaning of sacrifice. His father fixed cars in the heat, his mother cleaned offices late into the night, and yet bills were always piling up. From their kitchen table, his parents reminded him that they had come to America for opportunity, not to repeat the struggles they left behind. But outside, David saw another reality. Flashy cars rolled down Calle Loco, men in gold watches lounged in cafes during the day, and nightclubs pulsed with endless money and music. By the late 1980s, David was a restless teenager, drawn to the energy of the streets. He started small, carrying messages, watching cars for older boys, and earning tips wherever he could. For him, it was quick money, but it was also a way to belong. Unlike others his age, he didn't blow his cash on sneakers or parties. He saved, kept his head down, and quietly built a reputation as someone reliable. In the early 1990s, when Miami was still shaking off the violent chaos of the previous decade, David began moving up. He worked as a lookout on deals, then as a driver, and eventually someone trusted to handle money. Each step brought more responsibility and more risk. David wasn't reckless. He watched, learned, and avoided the mistakes that had buried so many before him. By his early 20s, he had earned the respect of older men, who once dismissed him as just another kid from Little Havana. With his earnings, David helped his family, first paying debts, buying his parents a reliable car, and moving them into a safer neighborhood. That loyalty only added to his reputation. Soon, he wasn't just running errands, he was managing small crews, coordinating deliveries, and handling negotiations on his own. By the mid-1990s, David's life had transformed. He wore tailored suits, drove sleek cars, and had access to clubs that once turned him away. He was no longer just a worker, he was building influence. Each new level brought him closer to the center of Miami's underground economy, but also into sharper focus for rivals and authorities alike. Friends warned him that attention could be dangerous, but David welcomed it. To him, visibility meant respect. The city around him was changing again. Skyline towers rose, luxury poured into South Beach, and Miami rebranded itself as an international hub. Yet beneath the glamour, the same hidden economy kept pulsing. David had become a part of it, carefully climbing the ranks without rushing, always moving forward. By the late 90s, he controlled crews, managed routes, and earned sums large enough to stash in hidden rooms. Banks, landlords, and real estate brokers never asked questions. From the outside, David looked like the embodiment of the Cuban-American dream, proof that someone could rise from nothing and command real power. But beneath the cars, the clubs, and the respect, dangers lingered. Enemies circled, investigators quietly built cases, and every step higher came with fewer ways out. For now, though, David Pazos stood at the peak of his rise. His journey from a boy in Little Havana watching the streets, to a man who had earned his place through patience, loyalty, and ambition was complete. But in Miami, every rise carried with it the shadow of an inevitable fall.